how's it going? So it's me, Yoko, again. For those who don't know me, I'm a Japanese living in Japan, and I'm a huge Trump supporter for over a year now, I think. So today I just want to jump right in because I am really angry. There's this journalist, supposed to be journalist, Kurt Eichenwald? I have no idea how to read his name, but this Kurt guy is lying about Japan, and I'm really angry right now. So this dude is lying about Japan and Japanese people as if he knows everything about Japan or something like that, or he knows Japanese diplomacy or something like that. I'm like, dude, like, you know nothing about Japan. Ugh. Let's just read his tweets, alright? The reason why I got to know about him is because somebody tweeted to me about his tweet, because it's kind of, I guess, retweeted like so many times. Where did it go? Japanese. Oh, here we go. On November 19th. He says, Japanese offended today. Trump letting his non-gov daughter attend meeting with Japanese Prime Minister considered a tremendous breach of protocol. And 7,000 retweets? What? So this is a tweet that was posted after the meeting of Mr. Trump and our Prime Minister Abe. And he's saying that Japanese people were offended by that. It's like, how? Like, why? I don't get it. I was really confused by this tweet, so I had my political friend read it too. Like, there was this translation that my follower did, and it was accurate, so I had him read it. And my friend was confused too, and he kept reading and reading like the sentence because he didn't get it. Like, why would we get offended by Ivanka being there? And after he tweeted, some people were tweeting back to this guy asking for the source, and he's like, read Japanese or something like that. And he also attached this link to independent.co.uk, and there's this article, and it doesn't even say that we were offended. I don't know, is my English understanding bad? I'm deeply involved in politics. I know professor names in Japan, and at least I can Google and see if the person is reliable or something like that. I looked up his name and I can't find who he is. This professor is just saying that, even if it's informal, it's just unusual that she was there, Ivanka was there, and or her husband, and that is supposed to offend us. It's Kurt, I don't know, like Kurt, Mr. Kurt, whatever your name is. It's so weird what you said, and people were buying your crap. Like, don't do anything stupid between Japan and America, please. Because the meeting went really, really well. Even like our mainstream media here in Japan, they are basically all liberal, and they are praising the meeting. So, suck it up. I hate this kind of crap. You see what I've been doing all along? I've been trying my best to, get rid of this misunderstanding that's there between our countries, and it's this type of people that, ruins it. So, I get emotional. He is the one that offends me, a Japanese, alright? So please don't lie about us. So, but that's good that we are being a team, you and I. Some people were wondering about the source of this dude's tweet, and I wondered it too, so I looked for information in Japanese, right? And I can't find anything like that at all. I don't know what's going on. Where did this guy get information from? Maybe because he's a journalist, he got some information like secretly, like he can't, reveal where he got the information from. But even if some Japanese people were offended by, Ivanka or her husband being there, that must be liberal or just leftists being offended by that, because just as I explained in my previous video in English, Prime Minister Abe doesn't have many allies around him, even inside of his party or even inside of the governing parties. So what if people around him are offended? That's the way to go. That just means that Mr. Trump and Prime Minister Abe did a fantastic job to hold a meeting with the family, right? Like, if your enemies get offended by what you did, that means that you did a great job. Easy math. The criticism that I see in this tweet is just way off too, because he is talking about like the breach of protocol. I guess it means the violating protocol. And I'm like, what protocol? Maybe there's something that I don't know. But it's an unofficial meeting because Mr. Trump isn't the president of the United States yet, right? And we all agree to that. Just like Mr. Trump posted after the meeting, Mr. Trump was saying that, you know, he had Prime Minister Abe stop by at his home. At home. It's an official just meeting, like, you know, he just invited our Prime Minister to his home. It's a private thing, an unofficial thing. That just looks official. Like, you know, American influence is really huge in Japan. So, you know, presidential election was really huge in Japan, as I was showing all the books and newspapers, which means that Japanese people know a lot about Ivanka or Trump family, and we know how hardworking Ivanka has been, you know, since during the election campaign. So we don't see unnatural for her to be there. You know what I mean? Like, she supported her father all along. We all witnessed that in Japan. So no wonder why she's there. And there's a rumor that she might become the ambassador to Japan, which we were excited about. Like, people were like, really? Like, really? It would be so awesome. And people are writing about it. You know, there are many news articles about it. So why would be so offended about her being there? It's just natural to us anyway. I just find it unfair that people like this journalist is looking at it as if like it's all by Mr. Trump. Our Prime Minister agreed to have the meeting that way. And Prime Minister Abe was really happy about it, you know? And our media even was happy about it. Everybody in Japan was happy about it, so what? I just don't get it. But I did see this leftist group's Facebook post about Mr. Trump, like, oh, you know, Mr. Trump has done 10 bad things already or something like that. I'm like, cool, that's his legacy already. But it's actually moveon.org, but probably has something to do with Soros, but let's put that aside. So, but they were talking about, you know, how Mr. Trump has turned into money-making machine already or something like that. And and the meeting of Prime Minister Abe and Mr. Trump was included in the clip that I saw. And it was interesting because they talk about it as if Mr. Trump is controlling everything. But I'm sorry, our politicians are very, you know, smart too, and we have our reasons for diplomacy too. The reason why our Prime Minister had to meet Mr. Trump is because we need to. So it's just so stupid. Oh my gosh, it's just so stupid. But this incident got me concerned, so I checked if there are any articles about Ivanka, and all I can find is like her being too beautiful, or, you know, she's the next trend in Japan, or that kind of stuff, like, oh, she's been supporting Mr. Trump all along or something like that, and all things positive. But there were like 2 articles that were criticizing about the bracelet issue. And it turns out that those articles are Huffington Post and BuzzFeed. So, like, of course, they're going to be against, you know, Trump's family. So I'm not concerned about it. Because our liberal media is even talking good about Ivanka, as I said. How our liberal media talk about Ivanka is that she is really beautiful. that she's too beautiful is the expression that they use. And there are some articles about beauty tips or advice given by Ivanka, and also some political articles talking about her as like a final or last weapon of Mr. Trump, because you know she was helping him to the end of the campaign. And also, as I showed you before, there are articles about Ivanka doing her job like a first lady, and that leads to the expectation of Ivanka being the first female president of the United States, which is a cool thing. But that's a little too ahead. So what people talk about here is the rumor that she might become the ambassador to Japan, and our media talk about it, you know? And as I said, there are some leftists, you know, putting some label on her as like a business, like she's confusing business with politics or whatever. But we Japanese aren't stupid, you know? Like, for example, on YouTube, viewers do not like YouTubers getting sponsored, for example. But what's interesting is that Ivanka has her own brand, right? The sales of her brand in Japan increased by 400 times after the election. Like, it skyrocketed. Can you believe it? So why would people be offended about Ivanka being there because it's a political meeting? After learning all the efforts that she made throughout the campaign, even being pregnant and all. Like, she's been accepted by Japanese people like really well. Like, even during the campaign, like, some people didn't like Mr. Trump, I'll be honest, but so there will be like political statement by Mr. Trump, right, on a website, and it's like a, let's imagine like a Reddit-ish website, alright, like people post some news article and then people can write below and stuff. And so somebody pasted the article of Mr. Trump's political comments, and people comment about it, oh, I like this, I don't like that, kind of thing. And then all of a sudden you would see some pictures of Ivanka, right, with a comment saying like, oh, but she's beautiful, kind of thing. So the sales of Ivanka's brand in Japan skyrocketed, and I find it really cool, you know? Now Japanese women want to be dressed like Ivanka. Japanese women are really, I don't know, they're genuine, I feel. Like, whenever they see something cool or cute, they go for it, you know? So they increase the sales of Ivanka's brand. So what she was intending that, like, that just makes her clever, and Japanese women are happy about it. So I don't see a problem. It's a win-win situation. And some people do point out that, you know, there are videos of her daughter singing Pipi Epi, which is like this viral video that came from Japan. And also her daughter was also reading some Chinese poem. So it's very strategic of Ivanka if that was supposed to be intentional, you know? Even though I wouldn't like, you know, her going a little too much over China, because it would create problems, right? Like, but she's not the president, and it's good that she was there with our Prime Minister, because I'm pretty sure that our Prime Minister talked about the issues that we're holding to Mr. Trump, and she got to hear that too. And that is great for us, in case that Ivanka has positive feelings towards China. She got to hear our opinions, like Japanese-sided opinions at the meeting probably, and I don't see a problem of that, you know? Why would we be offended by that? I keep repeating myself, but I just don't get it. So if you're curious, personally, I really respect Ivanka, because she's really sophisticated, she's smart, she's beautiful, she is a great mother of 3 kids, and she looks that good, and she runs a business too at the same time. I'm like, some people are just, I don't know, I don't know how some people do that. I like how Ivanka, you know, cares about her family, you know. She was supporting Mr. Trump all along, and also she's raising beautiful children, and it's like, it makes her a great role model, you know, and she's a great speaker. I'm a speaker too. I'm a ridiculous, silly speaker in Japan, but, you know, looking at her speak very perfectly with a beautiful tone and voice and beautiful teeth and everything, I'm sounding like a creep. It's such a great stimulus to me. You know, oh, this is how American people do it, or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that's something that I should go for, because she will be the, you know, the first family soon. She's gonna be the symbol of America. And if I were American, I'll be really, you know, proud because she's so beautiful and classy. I have a tremendous respect for Ivanka Trump. She is just amazing. No wonder why her father is really proud of her, you know. So now even our mainstream liberal media is saying that there might be Ivanka boom. Boom, is that the word that you guys use? Like a trend here in Japan? Like a, let's say like Ivanka train will come here. Just for your information, we Japanese love beautiful people like Ivanka. And we Japanese love loving people like Ivanka. And we also love amazing mothers like Ivanka. And we love successful people like Ivanka. Because we can see her efforts and we can see her skills. Like, they're amazing. If I may speak to the leftists in the United States, I'd like to say that I'm sorry, but Japanese people will not get jealous of successful people in the United States like you do over there. Because we just admire great people. That's the spirit or culture that we have. We are not ugly like that. So this journalist, Kurt, really has no idea what he's talking about. He doesn't know anything about diplomacy. He doesn't know anything about Japan. I can just tell. And that's exactly what he said to his followers, actually, that were opposing to him. But I'm like right back at you. But anyway, so I really hate the kind of people who lie about things just because they expect others not to get it due to the lack of information. Like, you know, what happened with the Japanese offended comment. Just because he knows that people don't get to have much information on Japan, he shouldn't lie about it. You know, he shouldn't pretend that he knows things about here. You should just ask Japanese people like me. You know what I mean? It's just so annoying that he made us look like we are narrow-minded people. Like he's confusing us with some Asian activists from other countries. We're Japanese. We have our own unique cultural values, so please don't be confused. But anyway, so I'm really thankful for those who sent me the information about this journalist, because it's really important that we communicate and see what's really going on. Like the generation of mainstream media taking over us has ended or is ending, especially with Mr. Trump, I think. So with you and I uniting, we might be actually, you know, welcome this new generation where the whoever has money and networks can't lie to us anymore. And it's really great. And I thank you guys for electing Mr. Trump, because I think it's just, as I said many times before, it's really symbolic, you know? Anyways, I could ramble more, but I think I'll let you go because I have to wake up early tomorrow. I apologize for yelling in this video, but sometimes I can't stop myself, and I am such an energetic person and I just don't know how to express my feelings. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Thanks for listening to me. I will see you after a few Japanese videos again. Sorry about that, but I'm always thinking of you. So thanks again for watching, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.